Sacramento Metro Real Estate Market. J. Emerson, Broker, DRE number 1788488. Sacramento County, Market Update. Data is through November 30th, 2025. Emerson Real Estate. Real Estate Market Forces Model. The real estate market involves many participants. The heart of the market are buyers and sellers. The market is affected by many forces. All forces cannot be identified practically. The three most important words in real estate: timing, psychology, location. Fear and greed are forces in psychology. And now the results of the forces this month in Sacramento County. Definitions. New house was exposed as a listing during this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. Pended, listing went pending during this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward sellers, mine's next. Cancelled, listing was cancelled or expired during this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward buyers, sellers are nervous. Sold, listing was sold during this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward sellers, encouraged. Active, listing is available at the end of this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. Cumulative days on market, total number of days listing is active before going pending and selling. When higher than averages, leans toward buyers, market aging. Demand index minus supply index plus percent off median price high equals sweat index. Demand index equals pended year over year plus sold year over year. Supply index equals new year over year plus active year over year. The intent is to calculate the current market dynamics. A negative index is a negative. Optimum sweat for a zip code is in the range of +30 to -30. Rest area. Buyers are favored when the sweat index is negative. Supply index equals +4%, favoring buyers. New listing index -11%. Active listing index +15%. Demand index equals -2%, favoring buyers. Sold listing index -7%. Pended listing index +5%. Sweat index equals -13%, favoring buyers. 51% of 146 months are inside the rest area. Last high was 119% in April 2021. Last low was -122% in November 2022. Inventory summary. Active listings equals 1,841, -15%, month over month, +15%, year over year. Sold listings equals 780, -19%, month over month, -7%, year over year. New listings equals 786, -39%, month over month, -11%, year over year. Pended listings equals 831, -13%, month over month, +5%, year over year. Cancelled listings, equals, 281, plus 29%, month over month, plus 29%, year over year. Sweat index, equals, minus 13%, favoring buyers. Sacramento County, details, page 1. Data elements gathered and derived. This month. How it compares to average, high, and low. 52, zip codes. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Supply and demand. Lean score. Created to measure activity in each phase of a listing. Phases: new listing, active listing, pended listing, sold listing, canceled listing, and cumulative days on market. Cumulative days on market is the total number of days required to sell the listing. The variance between the current value of each data element and its short and long-term averages are calculated. A positive lean value leans toward seller, and negative value leans toward buyer, for a data item will be interpreted in different ways for each data element. The intent is to show who is favored, in the current market, based on the data. Lean score equals, plus 0.3, leaning toward sellers, 3, lean toward sellers, 3, lean toward buyers. Months of inventory, fewer than 4 months, a seller's market, between 4 to 6 months, a balanced or neutral market, greater than 6 months, buyer's market. Equals, 2.4, plus 6%, month over month, plus 23%, year over year. Last high was 3.2 in January 2015. Last low was 0.6 in December 2021. Market Activity Index. Created to compare zip codes regardless of time and money, uses calculations of sold, pended, new, active, canceled listings and number of offers. Supply and demand. Maximum is 100. Minimum is 0. Sellers are preferred in a market whose index is greater than or equal to 30. Market Activity Index equals 28, minus 16%, month over month, minus 5%, year over year. Last high was 100 in April 2021. Last low was 21 in January 2023, which is 72% of its 12-year November average of 39. New listings equals 786, minus 39%, month over month, minus 11%, year over year. Last high was 2,558 in May 2018. Last low was 507 in December 2023, which is 69% of its 12-year November average of 1,114, 12-year November low. New listing index equals minus 11%. Last high was plus 33% in January 2014. Last low was minus 46% in March 2023. Pended listings equals 831, minus 13%, month over month, plus 5%, year over year. Last high was 1,755 in May 2017. Last low was 593 in December 2022, which is 78% of its 12-year November average of 1,071. Pended listing index equals plus 5%. Last high was plus 54% in April 2021. Last low was minus 45% in November 2022. Housing appetite. Appetite equals pended listings divided by new listings. Fresh demand over fresh supply. Overarching assumption is that the listings that are counted as new are also pended. Housing appetite equals 106%, 831, pended, 786, new, plus 43%, month over month, plus 18%, year over year. Last high was 126% in December 2024. Last low was 56% in June 2022, which is 113% of its 12-year November average of 93%. Cancelled listings equals 281, plus 29%, month over month, plus 29%, year over year. Last high was 727 in October 2014. Last low was 76 in February 2021, which is 89% of its 12-year November average of 317. Cancelled listing index equals plus 29%. Last high was 118% in October 2022. Last low was minus 57% in December 2015. Sold listings equals 780, minus 19%, month over month, minus 7%, year over year. Last high was 1,742 in June 2017. Last low was 550 in January 2023, which is 69% of its 12-year November average of 1,128. Sold listing index equals minus 7%. Last high was plus 53% in April 2021. Last low was minus 46% in November 2022. Number of offers equals 1,772, minus 3%, month over month, minus 3%, year over year. Last high was 9,318 in April 2021. Last low was 791 in January 2014, which is 74% of its 12-year November average of 2,401. Offers per sold listing equals 2.3, plus 21%, month over month, plus 4%, year over year. High of 6.1, average number of offers per sold listing in April 2021. Offers index equals minus 3%. Sold listing index equals minus 7%. Last high was plus 423% in April 2017. Last low was minus 69% in January 2023. Active listings equals 1,841, minus 15%, month over month, plus 15%, year over year. Last high was 3,680 in August 2014. Last low was 753 in March 2023, which is 88% of its 12-year November average of 2,085. Inventory index equals plus 15%. Last high was plus 70% in November 2013. Last low was minus 59% in July 2023. Housing absorption. Absorption simply represents how inventory is absorbed given this month's active listings and last month's sold listings. This calculation is the inverse of months of inventory. Sold over active. Active over sold. Housing absorption equals 42%. 780, sold. 1,841, active. Minus 5%, month over month. Minus 19%, year over year. Last high was 161% in December 2021. Last low was 31% in January 2015, which is 70% of its 12-year November average of 61%. Cumulative days on market equals 45, minus 2%, month over month, plus 29%, year over year. Last high was 56 in January 2015. Last low was 11 in May 2021, which is 137% of its 12-year November average of 33. 12-year November high. Median price equals $535,000, minus 3%, month over month, minus 4%, year over year. Median price 12-month moving average equals 547,000. No change, month over month. No change, year over year. Median price momentum equals minus 0.4, 0.2, last month, 3.7, last year, minus 7%, off its last high of $575,000 in May 2022, plus 114%, off its 12-year low of $250,000 in November 2013. Total offered equals 991 million. Sold volume equals 486 million. Excess volume equals 504 million. Unrequited demand. Last high offered was 4.6 billion in April 2021. Last low was 265 million in November 2013.
By the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals.